Hey there guys, Primus Reviews here, and today we are going to be reviewing the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Studio Series 75 Autobot Jolt. Now, I did tease this figure back in my last video, and if you haven't checked out my last video, please make sure to check it out, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, make sure to turn on post notifications so that way you guys don't miss a single upload. Now, this Autobot was actually a strange one to come out, as honestly, we were not expecting a Jolt to be coming out of Studio Series, but when they announced this guy and we saw him, he actually looked really good. He looked really decent, and all in all, I'm just glad that they made a Jolt, an accurate Jolt, and I think it turned out alright. Seeing the guy on the big screen for the first time was actually really strange, as in, we only heard his name once, and that's how we knew what his name was. His name was Jolt, but I mean, he was an interesting character. He really didn't have a lot of screen time. We honestly really never got an actual decent look at him, but other than that, I think he was a pretty unique character that is actually really underrated. Now, taking a closer look at the packaging, you do got the nice Transformers Revenge of the Fallen title there. You do got a nice image of Jolt, Studio Series 75 Autobot Jolt there. On the side, you do got another nice image of Jolt right there, Autobot signal there. And on the back, you do get the figure and his alternate mode in 23 steps. Also, this is a licensed product, so of course it's going to be the most accurate version, so which is pretty cool. On the side, you do got that nice image of Jolt again, but other than that, that's it for the box. So let's take a look at this figure. Now, taking a closer look at Jolt, you can actually see the detail in the head, which actually looks really cool. I do like the head sculpt. I think it's a gorgeous head sculpt. But yeah, just going down the body here, it actually looks really good. You know, the detail work on this figure is actually not that bad. On the arm, you do got that nice detail, a little bit of silver paint there. Also the same thing on here. You do have his weird looking hands, you know, his weird looking claws, but it's going to be accurate. On the chest, you do got that nice detail there, which actually looks pretty good. Going down to the feet, it actually looks really good. The side is not that bad, but then you get to the back and yeah, that is a issue with this figure that I will be getting to later. But other than that, I do like the color that they went for this Jolt. This color blue is actually one of my favorite blues. I just love the color blue. Any type of blue I love. But this one just looks really cool, and I think they actually did a really great job with the front. The front looks great, the back, not so much. Now, this figure did come with a few accessories, so let's take a look at that now. And first, next to his accessories here, we have his electrifying chains / blades. They're both the same thing. I'm just going to take a look at one. But yeah, if you guys do remember, he did use these to help Optimus convert into his final form using the pieces from Jetfire, which actually looks really cool. I think that scene was probably one of the best scenes in the movie, but yeah, looks pretty cool. You know, it doesn't move. It's just literally like it just stays there, you know, just like that. But it is what it is. You know, it's an accessory, so at least it's something. But yeah, there you guys have it. Pretty cool. I wish I had color, but it is what it is. Anyway, let's put it on him so that way you can see how cool he actually looks with it. This is actually one of my favorite parts about this figure, is how you put on his electrifying chain / blades. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab his arm, and you're actually gonna grab the thumb part, and it just comes off, just like so. It comes off. There you go. And then at the end of the beginning of the chain, you are going to see a kind of like a peg here, and you're going to have a hole right in there. And all you're going to do is simply just plug it in, and there you go. Now, same thing on the other side. Take out his thumb, bring in his other chain. I don't know if these are backwards or not. I'm pretty sure they are, but it is what it is. And there you go. Now you have him holding his really cool, quote-unquote cool looking chains. I mean, they don't look that bad, you know, at least there's something, but I kind of wish they were bendy, you know, but I guess not. But I think they look pretty good on him, you know. It's nothing like, oh, it looks really good, but it looks average, you know. I'm not gonna complain, but at least it's something. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this figure is actually really really small, as he only stands at about 4.5 inches tall from the head. But if we're counting everything, he stands about 5 inches tall, which is actually really small, but it's a deluxe class, so I can't really complain too much. For comparison, here is Jolt next to my last review, the Studio Series Revenge of the Fallen Megatron. So there you guys have it, so that way you guys can just see how small Jolt is. And yeah, he is fairly small, but of course this is supposed to be movie accurate wise, so there you guys go. Movie accuracy wise, I think this fits just well, as they both do look really cool, and I gotta give Studio Series props for making them look really good. For my next size comparison, here he is next to my Studio Series Transformers Ratchet. I believe the first and second Ratchet do look the same, so I'm gonna just use that for comparison, and there you guys have it. And yeah, they actually both do look really cool. Remember, Ratchet is a deluxe class as well. So is Jolt. So that way you guys can just see the differences in deluxe scales. So that way you guys can just see that. And for my last size comparison, here he is next to my Revenge of the Fallen Studio Series Sideswipe, so that way you guys can see that there. And these two actually look really good together. You know, I think they scale just about accurate. I think Jolt is a little bit taller than Sideswipe, or they're about the same height. I'm not, 100% sure, but I think these two do look great together. For articulation, his head is on a ball joint. He can look up that far and he can look down that far. His arm can move out, bicep swivel, bend at the elbow, but his wrist cannot move, as they just stick there. So it is what it is. Same on the other side. He actually does have a waist swivel, which is actually really interesting. He also does have an ab crunch, but that's more for the transformation. But if you want to make him look tall and look scary, I guess there you go. His leg can move out about that far, but it can move back about that far only because this is super big. He does have a thigh swivel, bend at the knee, and he doesn't have an ankle pivot or anything. He does have kind of like an ankle bend, which it actually does work. I've tried it, which is actually pretty cool, but he has no ankle pivot, and that's about all you get about this guy. Poseability on this guy is actually not that bad. Sure, it is hard for him to stand at times, but just all in all, I think they did a decent a job with this guy. And we've been begging for an accurate Jolt, and they did give us a semi-accurate Jolt, which I actually am happy we finally have an accurate Jolt. Alright guys, here's where I'm going to cut it off and show you guys his alternate mode, which is actually really easy to do. I do love his alternate mode. Looks actually really screen accurate. So let's take a look at his alternate mode. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, this does look actually really cool. As honestly, I kind of dig it. I really do dig it. The screen accuracy is there. It is there. Honestly, like I said, I am impressed. Just taking a closer look, it actually does look really cool. I do like the silver that they went. I wish these were colored a different color, but it is what it is, I guess. I do love the silver on the rims. It does look really cool. I do like the silver on the mirrors as well. I do actually like the transparent plastic that they went for here. It does look really cool. In the back, I do love it. It does look really good. I do love the back. I do like that they painted these red, this part black, and you do got that little Chevy logo there that is decked out in silver. But yeah, it does actually look really good. There we go. I am actually impressed. On the bottom, it's not that bad. It's honestly not that bad. I'm not gonna lie, it's honestly not that bad. That's why the transparent plastic black is actually really good here, because you can barely just see the parts. So that actually looks pretty cool. Now, this figure can actually roll, which is again is pretty cool. He actually can roll, which is pretty good. Now you can store his accessories on, as you do have a little hole here, and you do got, of course, a peg here. Focus, 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 please, focus. You're gonna focus, focus, focus. There we go. And you're just gonna tap it in right there. It's not gonna go in all the way, but it's just enough. Same thing on the other side as well. Hole here, peg here, and just put it in, just like so. And there you go. Now you have him holding his things, which is actually pretty cool. You know, I'm not gonna lie, it does actually look cool. But will I be displaying it like this? Probably not, but it still rolls, which is pretty good. Not as smoothly, but it still rolls. So there you guys go. Now this robot mode did decrease in size, as he now stands at about roughly 2 inches tall. So he did decrease about 3 inches, but there you guys have it for comparison. Here he is next to Sideswipe. That way you guys can see that there. And yeah, he did compress a little bit, but it is what it is, you know. It is what it is. Here he is next to, whoops, here he is next to Ratchet. There you guys have it. And last but not least, here you do have Megatron. There you guys go. So yeah, there you go. All in all, I do like this alternate mode. I think it does actually look really screen accurate to the movie, which is actually pretty cool. You know, some figures do have trouble with that, you know, because there's a lot of parts and stuff, but this one actually compresses really well, and you can honestly rarely see it transforms, you know, from a distance, so which is actually pretty cool. But yeah, there you guys have it. There you have his alternate mode. Just taking one last look at this, so that way you can just see, if you ever get this guy, just how cool the robot mode is the alternate mode is, which actually looks really cool. Remember, it does roll, so be grateful for that, because you know there's some figures out there that can't roll securely, you know, but it is what it is. Alright guys, here's where I'm going to cut it off and transform him back, so that way you can get my overall review and overall grade on this figure. Alright guys, there you go. There you have the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Studio Series 75 Autobot Jolt. Now overall, I think this figure is actually pretty solid. You know, there's not too much to like about this guy, but there is as well. There are some redeeming factors as well as there's not. So basically he's in the mixed pile of like and dislike. But overall, I think if you were to get this guy, I think you'll be fairly satisfied, as from the front he actually does look really solid and screen accurate, but from the back he really doesn't look that great. But overall, I think he is a pretty good figure, so I do have to give this figure a solid 7 out of 10. Now I think a 7 out of 10 is a generous number. I don't think he is worthy of an 8 or 9, but I don't think he is worthy of a 5 or a 6. I think a 7 is just right in the middle, but there you guys have it. Now, let's talk about the cons. The first con, straight off the bat, is gonna be just the backpack. I really don't like the backpack at all. Also, the gaps there. I really just don't like the backpack. I wish there was a better way for them to compress the backpack, as it does limit poseability, and it does limit a lot of things that you actually want to do with this guy. I really just don't like the backpack, and I wish they could have done it a lot better. Also, I just don't like the fact that there are a lot of car parts on him as well. That is very obvious. I feel like this figure is very car part heavy, and yes, there are some figures that do it a lot better. Like, let me bring in the Studio Series Sideswipe. As you can see, it does look a lot better than what this is right there. You know, it's alright. You know, it's nothing too bad that I don't like, but I think Studio Series Sideswipe does just a better job at hiding the car parts, but not hiding the car parts, if you know what I mean. But yeah, just other than that, I mean, this figure is actually really solid, and I do recommend you guys go get this guy if you guys do want a movie accurate Jolt. I highly suggest you guys go get this guy, but I just wish he had more poseability, more more, maybe just a little bit more paint, but I just wish the backpack did compress a lot better. But other than that, there you guys have it. Now, this guy is available at Big Bad Toy Store, which is a great sign. So if you do want to get a copy for yourself, I suggest you guys go click Big Bad Toy Store in the link down below. He is also selling at TF stores as well, which is pretty cool. So if you do want to check out TF stores, I suggest you guys go there as well. And for any third-party figures, I suggest you guys go check out Shozy's store as well. Now, this figure, like, overall, I do like this figure a lot better than the original version that we got, which was in the 2009 Revenge of the Fallen. So this one looks way more screen accurate and just way better. The car mode is debatable, I'm not gonna lie, it is debatable, but the robot mode, without a doubt, this one takes the cake. And like I said, the more you look at this guy, the more you actually start to appreciate and like this guy, even though he did have a little bit of screen time, but that was it. But yeah, there you guys have it. But that's gonna do it here for me, guys. So this has been Primus Reviews. That has been Jolt. So remember to stay calm and keep moving on. So I'll make sure to see you guys on the next one. Hey Jolt, you wanna hear something funny? You got more screen time in my video than you ever did in the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen movie. I mean, I'm sorry.